Perfectionism hurts relationships. 1 Peter 4:8 says, "Above all, love each other deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sins." Is perfectionism hurting your relationships? If you struggle with perfectionism with yourself, there is a very good chance that it is also affecting your relationships and hurting the people around you. Perfectionism manifests itself in 5 ways in our relationship. First of all is discontentment with the relationship. People that are perfectionists have very high expectations for their relationships and for the people that they are in relationship with. And they're very vocal about these expectations. The problem is no matter what, they're never really satisfied. So nothing is ever quite good enough because it could always be better. When you're in a relationship with somebody like this, it feels very personal. It feels like you're the one that's falling short, rather than recognizing that the source is the other person's unreasonable expectations. The second one is hypercriticism of other people. Perfectionists are highly critical of themselves, and you've always heard that people say somebody that's very critical of you is critical with themselves, hard on you, hard on themselves. But that's very little solace when you're in the relationship with somebody. That criticism instead feels like your own moral failing, like you're falling short and you're not good enough. It's very disheartening and discouraging to be in a relationship with somebody whose opinion you care about, who you can never quite do enough to please. The next one is shaming others' mistakes. Perfectionists often criticize people in a way that shames them. Shame has to do with you feeling bad for who you are, not for what you did. And when you're shamed, it makes you feel that you're not good enough no matter what. So criticism that attacks the person with labels, name-calling, negative assumptions, overreaching conclusions, attacks somebody's character, this is often shaming to the person. Perfectionists shame because they're never quite good enough within themselves, and so they project this feeling of not quite being good enough onto someone else. And they feel that in order to be good enough, they actually have to be perfect. So falling short of perfection makes them feel bad about themselves and other people. The next one is a push for others to achieve. It's not surprising to note that perfectionists have incredibly high standards for themselves and for other people. So they'll push these expectations onto other people. And often their self-worth is actually linked to the achievement of their friends, their family, their children, especially their spouse and their children. And so they get their self-worth from other people's achievement also. So a child who has a failing or doesn't do well in school, it may feel very personal to the perfectionist that that child is a direct reflection of them, and so they will be definitely push very hard for that child to achieve. Conditional love and acceptance. When you unconditionally love and accept somebody, it means that you convey the message that no matter what they do, they will be loved and they will be accepted. Conditional love and acceptance conveys the opposite message. It says that you will be accepted and loved if you do the things that I need you to do in order to approve of you. Perfectionists offer conditional love and acceptance because they give these things when they're satisfied with the other person. And since they're never satisfied, they have a tendency to never offer that unconditional love and acceptance. Perfectionism, you can see, is not good for relationships. It prevents the other person from feeling approved, loved, accepted, safe. It lowers the self-worth of the very people that you care about and makes other people afraid to be themselves around you. If your high standards are hurting any of your relationships, think about Jesus and how he treated people. Even though he truly was perfect, the only one who was perfect, he still offered unconditional love and acceptance. He offered grace. He offered worth to all of the people that he interacted with. When the people in your life aren't perfect, as they will not be, treat them like Jesus would.